Hi guys, this recording screen capture is follow-up to the email that I sent out that will tell you how to get a hold of the software, and I want to show you how to install it, that will allow you to do a VPN connection from your machines to a VPN server here in the US that I run, and that VPN server will also be used to connect the laptop that you need to control. So we'll be able to do a machine-to-machine connection through that VPN with no filters or firewall rules in the way, so that then we should be able to run the VNC server and get you to actually control this machine. I will plan on meeting you at the regular time, 7 a.m. in the morning, my time, which I think is, if I remember correctly, 5:30 p.m. your time. So I'll see you in the morning and we'll walk through some of the details in addition. Let me show you what you need to do to get prepared for the work that we're going to do. First of all, you want to go to this site, and I'll send you the URL for it, and you want to download Viscosity for Windows. This is the OpenVPN client that you'll be using to make the connection. We're going to use the free version. It's good for 30 days. We should be done with our work by then. If we need to extend it, we'll figure out what to do. So go ahead and download this. I'm not going to do this download because I've already done it, but download it, run the installer. It's pretty straightforward. Now the installer does install a device level driver, so it's possible that you'll need administrative access to your machine to do that. If so, I assume you'll be able to ask one of the local ITIX folks to do that for you. Bottom line is, once you've done this installation, you should then have in your dock down here this icon, which is the Viscosity icon. This is the OpenVPN client. If you bring this up and right-click, we're going to want to go to the Preferences pane here, and it will look like this for you. And what we're going to do is import a configuration that will contain all of the information that Viscosity needs to connect to my OpenVPN server. So while I will have emailed you each independently your own configuration files and key stores, I'm just going to show you what's in it right here. It contains a signing certificate, an SSL certificate, a configuration file, and a key file. All four of these will be in there. They'll be in the zipped file, so go ahead and unzip it and create the unzipped folder that has those four files in it, and put it on your desktop or wherever is easiest for you. Then it's real simple. Just go here to import connection from a file, navigate to the folder. I've put this one on the desktop. I'm using Abhishek's as an example. I've gone down in there. It will only show you the config file, but that's the only one you need. You select it, you open it, and it should report that it's been able to successfully import this connection. And so you'll see here now this. I call my server Linode alternate. If we right-click on this and look at the edit button, this is what you should see. That name, here is the IP address of my OpenVPN server. We're using port 1194, and we're using UDP protocol through the TUN device. Those are all technical things that if your sysadmin needs them, you can always give them to him. This is the next important one, which is the authentication pane should show that you have a certificate authority, an SSL cert, and a key already brought in. Those you will notice are the other three files in addition to the config file that is needed to set this up. So assuming that's set up, let's look at anything else. These defaults should all be fine. Networking should be fine. You shouldn't have to change anything else. So bottom line is, once you can finish the import of the configuration, you should see this information on general and this information on authentication, and then you should be ready to go. Now you've got it all configured. What happens next? Now you start up the VPN client by going to connect. And if everything works okay, it'll take about 5 to 10 seconds to establish the connection. If it establishes the connection successfully, you'll see the thing here change to connected, and it'll also pop this up and show you what your IP address is on the OpenVPN server. Now this isn't going to be important for you, but you should see something like this, 10.9.0. something. 5, 6, 4, 7, whatever it is, but that'll tell you that you've connected to my VPN server properly, and for all traffic going out to the internet, this is the address it will appear to be coming from. Yeah, okay, anyway, that's short enough. So as long as this is green and this is connected, you are now connected to my VPN server. Everything that's going to the internet from your machine is passing through this VPN server, and so everything can now go successfully to any other machine that's connected to this VPN server. So now, once we've established the VPN connection, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. Now we can run the VNC client that you installed yesterday and that we were unable to successfully run. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to fire up the VNC viewer. And what I'm doing right now is I'm connecting to my Macintosh laptop that I happen to know is at this address when it established its OpenVPN connection. So I'm just going to show this to you, but in the email that I send you with all of the other information, I will give you the proper address to fill in here. It will be something like 10.9.0.x, and I will let you know what that is, and that's what you're going to fill in. Leave encryption set to let VNC server choose, and you just click the connect button, and what this will attempt to do is connect to the VNC server that happens to be on my Macintosh laptop. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now I have a password set for it, just so I won't allow anybody to connect in. I'm going to go ahead and type that in. It will be in the email that I send to you. Click OK. And there it is. Once it finishes up here, you'll notice that we are now looking at my laptop. The screen's a little bit bigger than the window area here, so there it is. We are now into and controlling my Apple laptop from the outside world. This is exactly what you're going to be doing, but you're going to be connecting to the very laptop that I'm showing you this on right now. So hopefully that makes sense. When you're done, there may be a better way to, oh yeah, there it is. That's how we can close it, minimize it, whatever. That's a right click. I'm going to go ahead and close it here. And now we're no longer connected to the VNC server, although we are still connected to the OpenVPN server. So don't forget to close this down when you're done, because we've got this set up so that any traffic from your machine is going to go through this, and it'll make it a little bit slower. But as long as you need to control the remote laptop here, and you do this, you'll be able to get into it with no problem at all. I hope that makes sense. When you're done, you can simply go back down here, right click on this and disconnect, and I think you'll get a message saying it's been disconnected. So you can reconnect and disconnect at any time you want to. When you're disconnected, your machine is back to being exactly like it was before. All of the internet traffic goes out through the normal ports, etc., etc. But when you are running the OpenVNC client, you are running all your internet traffic through my server. Let me actually show you a detail of that in case your network sysadmin cares about that. One of the options I've got here in networking is that I route all traffic from your internet connection, from your laptop, from your machine, over my VPN connection. Now, if I turn that off and save it, only the VPN traffic to the laptop will go over the internet. So let's just do that and verify that it works. And this might be a more effective way for you to run if you have to both control my laptop and still get to the internet, say in a browser. So let's go ahead and make sure this works by doing a connect here. And once it's done, we will bring up the VNC client again. And we will try to make sure, yep, there it is, we're connected. We got the same IP address as we got before, which is good. Not a surprise. Let's go to Real VNC. Let's run the VNC viewer. It still remembers the password we typed, the IP address we typed in. We do have to type in the password again. And we will be connected in a few seconds, and there we are. So that's cool, okay? So it works. I want to show you the difference, if I can, between what happens when you've got this clicked or this not clicked. So right now, only the traffic that's destined for the laptop at 10.9.0.6, sorry, 10.9.0.10 is going through the VPN. All other traffic is going through your normal connection. I'm going to go show you how we can know this happens, because if I go to a website that shows me what my IP address is, and hopefully we'll get there. What is myip.com? This is the one I use to figure out what my IP address is. Okay. Huh, okay. Well, all right. I'm going to leave it there. It looks like we are still sending all of the traffic over the VPN connection. So I'm going to say, don't worry about changing that. Let's just leave it as it is as I send it to you. So you'll be able to, on this machine, perhaps only to connect to the laptop. If you need to do internet surfing, you'll probably have to do it on another machine, just to keep things simple. All right. I hope that all makes sense. Don't forget to disconnect when you're done. And close this, and you should be good to go. All right, see if you can get that up and running. I will send you an email, and I will leave the laptop ready to be logged into. So if this all works, if you get your client installed, your OpenVPN client installed and configured, and you can connect to my OpenVPN server and go through all these steps, and you get connected to the laptop here, then you should be able to go through and continue the work we started over the last couple of days, because you've still got the CAS software here. You should be able to do everything. And this time, I believe you will not have problems running anything. Okay? Now, the only thing is, I will still need to type in the administrative password if that's ever needed, but I don't think it's going to be needed since I will already be logged in as administrator here before you do your VNC connection. Alrighty, I will see you guys in a few hours. Thanks.